have opportunities for you to race within Regina, because a lot of our events oftentimes are, we're in Echo or places that are outside of cities. So it makes it a little more challenging to be to get to those events. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. So that's something that we really wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to do. So on that piece, um, what I'm going to do today is talk a little bit about the event itself, some of the key things to um, just be aware of on the course, so that you stay as safe as possible out there, because that's really, really important for us, that you do that. Let me just give me one sec here. I'm just bringing up my little guide. There, there we go. And share. There we go. Okay. Now, can everybody see that okay? I'll blow up my screen a little bit. Everybody see that? We're good? All right. Awesome. So Rise and Try is proudly presented by Endurance Journey and Regina Multisport Club. We are Regina Multisport Club is the and Endurance Journey is my coaching company that I've been running since 2010. And really, we work symbiotically together to help build our endurance sport community. Whether you're someone who's in your first event, like a lot of you are today, or people who have done lots of events in the past. We're about creating a fun community that you can be a part of and participate. Now, just a couple things. Our race is in beautiful Wascana Park, as you know. In order for this to happen, there's a lot of people who have to help us out to do that, and we want to acknowledge the City of Regina, the Provincial Capital Commission, who looks after the Wascana Park area, and also the folks at Wascana Pool, and just a lot of the different volunteers that you're going to see on the race course today or on Sunday. We have a lot of volunteers coming to help out. And without them, without you, we don't have these events. So there's going to be, you'll see people all throughout your experience on Sunday there to help you out, direct you, make sure you stay safe. And so without all these entities coming together, it doesn't work. So I just wanted to acknowledge all those folks there. There's some other folks as well that, as part of our sponsorship group, that help out. Regina Multisport Club operates under Triathlon Saskatchewan, which is our provincial governing body organization. So Triathlon Saskatchewan, along with Sask Lotteries, provides a lot of help and support for the sport in Saskatchewan. So they're a big part of offering these events. Regina City Police are going to be out on the course. As I'll talk about in a little bit, it is a closed course, so there's going to be police at different intersections to make sure that traffic isn't intersecting or coming onto the course in any places, ultimately to keep you safe. And that's really important. Western Cycle is going to be out there with some bike support before the race, and they'll also have some people roaming around the bike course. So if you get a flat tire or something happens with your bike, they'll be out there to help you out as well. So appreciate Western Cycle for that. And then Hybrid Renovations, Restorations, ATS Traffic, Blue Sky Financial, and then I mentioned the City of Regina and Provincial Capital Commission. So a little bit about the schedule of events. So you're here at this race briefing. Thank you for coming. Friday, I'll post and send out via email to all the participants the swim wave assignments. And I'll talk about those who are new to the sport, what swim waves are. But we'll basically have heats that happen for each of the different events. And I will send you out which heat you're in, your assignment, how that's going to work tomorrow when the registration closes. And so that you'll have all the information you need to show up and know which heat you're in and which lane you're in and what position and all that kind of fun stuff. So Saturday, I'm doing a clinic as part of Triathlon Saskatchewan. That's one of the other hats I wear as provincial South coach. So that's going to be at Wascana Pool, and it's just to help people orientate you to the course, do some skill work in the pool, work on some transitions, give you a little orientation to the course. It's just $25 if you want to sign up. There's still availability to register for that, and that's Saturday from 11 to 12:45. And then race package pickup will be at Western Cycle. The address is there on 8th Avenue from 1 till 3 p.m. So that will be on the second floor of Western Cycle. Everything will be there. All your swag bags, the stuff you get as being part of the race will be there. And then race morning, when you register, that's where you'll get your swim cap and your race chip, so your timing chip. Okay, so that's not going to be in your race package when you pick it up on Saturday. If you're coming from out of town and you can't make it to the race package pickup, that's okay. We'll have the packages at the oh, somebody's unmuted, so I'm gonna just give me a sec there. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, if you're coming in from out of town, you can't make it on Saturday, we'll bring that on Sunday for you. So, but please do try to pick up the race package information on Saturday. Just makes Sunday morning go a little bit more smoothly. So parking on Sunday morning, that's going to be at the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. This changed in the race guide from when it was originally published, just because there is construction going on Hamilton Street, which is where you'd be able to enter to get into that parking lot. So on race morning, you can park at the museum, and then it's just a short little walk over. I have a little map that I'll show you here. Or athletes can be dropped off at Wascana Drive and Ramsey Drive, that intersection on race morning. So for example, here's College Avenue, here's Albert Street, here's the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. So this parking lot just in the back here, just to the right of the main building, or sorry, left of the main building is the parking lot. You can park there, and then it's just a short little walk over following this path to the Wascana Pool here, okay? You call it your warm up, okay? A little bit of a warm up there. Or there's this drop off area here on Wascana Drive and Ramsey Drive where you can drop people off. This will be actually closed off race morning because it's part of the race course. So we close that off to traffic. Okay. So that's a little change from when it was previously published or put online. So just make yourself aware of that. We cannot get into that back parking lot due to construction. So park at the museum. There are some additional parking spots on College Avenue, but it's pretty sporadic. I wouldn't depend on a spot there. It's best to go in the museum parking lot. Race schedule. So talked about come help out with race course setup. There's options there to do that. And we're still looking for a few people to come out to volunteer both on race setup and race morning or on race day. So if you have friends or family or people that you know, that would be awesome to help out. Then here's race morning. So Sunday morning, we start at 6 a.m. That's registration so you can get your chip, your body numbers that are in your body. Typically that's the place, so right arm, right leg. And then you'll have your timing chip, which you'll put on your left ankle. That's the place where it'll go. And then once you're done your body marking, then you can head over into transition. We'll open up about 6:30. That's where you can set up your bike and run gear. And I have a picture of transition in a little bit so you can see where that is. Again, Western Cycle will be there. We'll have a registration tent up. That'll be a Regina Multisport tent, which you'll see. And then there'll also be a Western Cycle tent there, and that's where the mechanics are. So if you've got a problem with your bike, the fine folks at Western Cycle will be there to help you out. Make sure that your bike's in good working order. It's always good to check it beforehand. Make sure everything's working well so you don't show up and have a maintenance issue that you got to deal with. Then transition will be open till 7:25. Then at 7:10, for everybody who is in the sprint distance heats, we'll have a mandatory race meeting at 7:10. So it's pretty good, pretty important that you're punctual at 6:30 and you show up so you can get your stuff ready and be ready to go. For this 7:10 meeting, this will be on the pool deck. I Like other races, I don't do like a large meeting with everybody. Just it's easier on the pool deck. I have more of your focused attention there for some important instructions, and that's where you'll meet Kalen, who's our swim captain. He also coaches our youth fundamentals program, so he's one of the amazing coaches we have around as well. And so at 7:10, we'll have that meeting on deck, and we'll go through some of the specifics of the event at that time. Any particular race day changes that might happen, I'll be talking about it then. And then there'll be a swim warm up from 7:20 to about 7:28. So you can get in your assigned lane and you can start your warm up. And then the first sprint heat or sprint relay distance will be 7:30. If you're in the duathlon, the start for that will be at 7:40, and I'll show you where that duathlon start is in a minute when we get to some of the maps. And then 8 o'clock, we'll have our triathletes meet on swim deck for a meeting, and then they'll have their warm up at 8:10, and then their heats will start at 8:20. And then we'll have our youth 14-15 start at 8:45. And then 8:55 will be the youth heat start there. And then 9 o'clock, all of our other age groups, their check-ins will start. So our younger athletes, 13 and under, you'll have your check-in, get into transition, get everything set up. And then our youth heats will start at 9:40. So there'll be a warm up, a meeting at 9:30 for all the kiddos, 13 and under. You'll have warm up, and then we'll get into our heats at 9:50 for all the kids. So 9:50 for 12, 13, 10:05 for 10, 11, 10:20, 8 to 9, and then 6, 7 at 10:35, and then all the kids 5 and under at 10:50. Now this may change. This schedule is subject to change depending on how many athletes we have in each group. Again, I'll send out an updated start list and schedule for the morning tomorrow once we have all the registrations in, and I can organize the swim heats. But I'll send that out tomorrow so you'll know exactly which heat you're in and the timing of everything. Okay. So don't panic if what you get tomorrow is a little different than this schedule. It's just because of the way how many people are in each heat. That's why. Okay. Post race, we've got some fudgicles, some popsicles, some protein bars, popcorn, banana, fruit gummies, some drinks. So please enjoy those. You worked hard. That's part of being in these races. Everything will take place in the grass area that's just east of the pool, typically where the tents are. If the weather's ugly, it's not going to be ugly. I always order good weather for this race. I won't guarantee it, but most of the time it's a pretty good day. And it's looking like an amazing morning on Sunday as well. We're getting rid of most of the rain tomorrow, so it should be a great day for you on Sunday. So once the last runner heads out on the course, we'll open up transition to finishers so they can start cleaning up their gear. Just so we're aware of timing there. our announcer, Mark Gibson, who does an awesome job at announcing our events, will notify you when transitions open to go in and clean up your gear after you're done. So just wait for that announcement before you start shuffling in there, and that's purely for safety. If we still got a race going on, we don't want other people in there, milling about and possibly getting in the way of people who are in the race at the moment. And showers and toilets, there's lots within the Wascana Pool change rooms, lots available there. So if you do have to use the washroom or change or whatever prior to the race or after, there's availability, lots of availability for washrooms in the Wascana change room pools. All right, so we'll talk a little bit, and if there are any questions, you can raise your hand. I'll have time after we're done here to answer any questions as well. So you can even just note them down, and I'll open up for questions at the end as well. Um, swim race. There's 7 lanes that we have in Wascana Pool. It's a beautiful outdoor pool. It's a 25-meter lane. So just a couple of things there. Like I said, you'll have a warm-up time. It's good to take advantage of the warm-up. It's not only for your performance, it's also for safety because you're just about to go into an event where you're probably going to be working pretty hard. It's important to warm up your body and take the time to warm up your body. It not only will help you perform better, it also help you prevent injuries when you get out there. So take the time to warm up. It's there for you. If in the swim, if you happen to, there'll be usually 3 to 4 people per lane typically in these heats. So you'll have people of similar swimming speed in your lane. That's how I organize the lanes for the event. So if you you're swimming along and you catch up to the person in front of you, you just tap their feet. Then once you get to the end of the lane, the person whose feet are tapped, you move to the side, let that person pass, and then away you go. Okay, that's just lane etiquette. It's just being a good person. We preach kindness and being a good person and to not only yourself but other athletes. So that's important to do that. If you need to stop or rest at any point in the pool, there's the lane rope, there's the edge, there's each of the end edges that you can stop. The only thing that we ask is that you don't move yourself forward using those implements. Like if you're holding on to the lane rope, don't use the lane rope to pull yourself forward, or same with the edge if you're by the edge side. You just have to stay where you are and just rest and chill out, and that's cool. If you do need help, we have lifeguards on deck. You just signal them and they'll come over and give you a hand as well. They'll be watching throughout the event as well. And those are from the city of Regina. Those lifeguards help us out. There's at no point in the race, in the swim, do you pass someone within the lane. So that's just dangerous because there could be people coming the other way in the lane. So we always wait till you're at the end of each lane to make that pass. So triathletes, you'll compete 7 laps or 350 meters. Sprint athletes, you'll complete 15 laps or 750 meters. And then all the kids of steel distances here, 14, 15, you'll do 500 meters, 10 laps, 12, 13, 8 laps, 10, 11, 4 laps, 8, 9, 2, 6, 7, 1 lap, and then 25 meters, you're just doing a 25, okay? So we swim in a circular pattern. So this is what the pool looks like here from above. So then the lanes will be numbered. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So starting closest to the change room is lane 1. Furthest away is lane 7. And your swim directions, you'll be going in, starting in lane 1. You'll be going clockwise, and then lane 2 goes counterclockwise, and then lane 3 clockwise, lane 4 counterclockwise. You'll have lap counters in each lane. Yay, volunteers. Okay, so you don't have to worry so much about counting your laps. It's always good to do so, but they'll be counting your laps for you. And then when you have 50 meters left to go, so there and back, you'll see a flutterboard come in the water before you touch the wall. And that tells you that you have 50 meters left. So you have to swim there, swim back, and you are done your swim. So amazing you. So that's essentially how the swim will work. You're going to be positioned in your lane based on your race number. So for example, if your number is 111, that means you're in heat one. So the first heat, uh, the second the second number is a one. So that means you're in lane one. And then the third number is your position in the lane. So if you're 111, it means you're in the first heat, first lane, first position. So you're starting first. If you're 112, that means you're in the first heat, first lane, but you're starting in the second position. So you'll start 5 seconds after the first person, and so on and so forth. So it's that last number of your sequence that tells you what position you are starting in your lane, and it's always 5 seconds apart. Okay. Um, there's no flip turns or tumble turns allowed, so it's just straight up, touch the wall, turn around, go to the other side, and that's just for safety again. Make sure that you don't flip turn into somebody or accidentally kick somebody when you're doing your somersault, that kind of thing. So once you're complete your event, the same side that you start on, you're going to be exiting on that side, and then you're going to be heading out to transition. And I'll show you the map of transition in a second. So here's the pool down at the bottom left here. And you see these little orange pylons. This is your direction you're going to head out of the pool towards transition area. So you're going to head over to the north side of the pool. There's a double gate that's going to be opened up. And you're going to run straight across this grassy area to the east of the northeast of the pool. And you're going to go across the street, and then you're going to head up into this grassy area across the street. And this is where all your transition areas are. Okay. Um, once you're done there, you'll grab your bike, and then you're going to head out just by this sidewalk that's kind of intersects this grassy area in the middle. You'll head out back onto Wascana Drive here, and then you'll head over to the right side of the road and head out onto the bike course. When you finish the bike, you'll come back in, you'll hit the dismount line, and then head back into transition in that same similar spot there with which you came out. Okay. The thing about transitions, the biggest thing is when you get into transition after the swim, you must put your helmet on before touching your bike, and meaning your helmet must be clasped completely. We'll have a SAS triathlon officials in there. We also have transition volunteers that will be watching for this, and it's just to keep you safe. Make sure your helmet's done up. And then when you grab your bike, you can't get onto your bike until you pass what's called the mount line, and it's a mark that will be on the road. There'll be a volunteer there. You'll pass that line, then you can hop on your bike and get going. And the same thing with the dismount line. So when you're finishing your bike and coming back in, there's going to be a line on the road on the right side of the road as you come back in. You have to get off your bike before that line and then head into transition. Okay, so when you're mounting your bike, you go past the line. When you're dismounting your bike, you get off before the line. That's your rules in triathlon. Then you make sure you rack your bike in transition before taking your helmet off. Okay. If you happen to miss that and try to or grab your bike too soon or take your helmet off too soon, one of the volunteers officials will stop you, make sure that you've done that out before you move, and make sure that you're staying safe. So that is transition. And then once you're done your bike and you've racked your bike, you're going to head out just to the top right side of the transition area here where it says run out. So that's where you're going to head out onto the run course. The finish line, you're going to run past the finish line to the right on the sidewalk, and that takes you out onto the run course. This area just by the run out spot and transition is also, if you're a duathlete that's where you're going to start the race. Okay. And you'll head out for your first run from this area here. And again, that will start at 7:40. And that is transition there. So how to rack your bike. So you want to make sure that your wheels are facing inwards and you're racked from your seat. So your seat's on the bike rack versus your handlebars. Okay, so and you want to make sure you keep your area pretty tidy. I linked some cool little videos in here about making sure how to run through transition at the end of this race guide, how to set up your stuff, so you can check those out. Those are always helpful to look at. And for relay exchange, I'll go back up here. So if you're in a relay, this is your exchange. Swimmer of your relay team comes out. The cyclist will be standing here. They'll run out, tag the cyclist, and then the cyclist will grab their bike. When the cyclists finish here, the cyclist will rack their bike, go over, tag the runner. Okay, so it's all in this corner of transition here. This is where the relay exchange will be. The kids' transition area will typically be separated a little bit from the rest of the event, and typically we put it towards this end of transition here. It'll be in a similar area this year as well. Okay. I think that's all for transition stuff for now. Just a note about shoes on your bike. Yeah, if you haven't practiced transitioning with your shoes on your bike, this probably isn't the best time to like try that in a race. You want to practice that beforehand. So just keep that in mind. We always have a rule I always have a rule as a coach is like nothing new on race day. We want to make sure you practice it beforehand, whether that's some new nutrition that you're trying, new hydration, or some sort of gear that you're trying, or a new technique that you're trying. Try that in practice first before you do it on race day. It's always a good rule to follow. Then the other thing as well on the bike course, we're going to go through the map here. I'll just bring this up. So this is the bike course here. Just to orientate you, this is Wascana Pool at the top. The big thing is about this event is we have a few little what we call hot spots on this course due to construction. So I just want to make you aware of those. When you start your bike here from Wascana Pool, just at the top, you're going to head down Wascana Drive. And about 50 meters from the start of this bike course here, there's going to be a little gravel area, and we're looking at getting something where we can bike over that area. It's maybe about 10 meters wide, so we just want to make sure that everybody stays safe. So we're just looking at a fix for that. Unfortunately, we were informed that it would be done, but it's not going to be or fixed. So we're going to come up with a remedy for that. But most likely, just to give you the heads up, this is going to be a no passing area. You'll go through this area one at a time. You'll go through slowly with caution. We'll have volunteers there just to make sure you stay safe. So just want to make you aware of that. About 50 meters or so after you get on your bike and start riding, right in this section of Wascana Drive, there's going to be that little spot there. Once you're through, you'll go through Wascana Drive until you get to Broadway Avenue, and then you're going to take a left turn onto Broadway Avenue, quick right turn on street. This is also, that's corner of Broadway and Broad is also for sprint athletes, is where you're going to do your 180 loop. So you have to do a total of 2 180 loops at this intersection before you finish your bike ride. So that's just something to remember. If you're counting laps at this end of the bike course, once you've done 2 180 loops and you're coming back, that means you're done. Okay, so it's 3 full laps for sprint athletes and 1 lap for triathletes and our youth athletes. Okay, so once you're on Broad Street here, you're going to be heading south, and the whole south lane of Broad Street is completely closed to traffic. Okay, so I've got it completely blocked off. We've got police presence in a number of different sections on here. I just want to caution you as we roll down the south here, just on Wascana Drive here, by the Willow Restaurant, this road here, that will be traffic controlled by the police. There will be cars entering, but the police will be looking after that to make sure they don't intersect when riders are coming through, just because there are events going on at the rowing club and different canoe kayak clubs. So just that. And then as you continue on here, Broad Street, you'll keep going till you get to Lakeshore Drive. Then you're going to take a right-hand turn on Lakeshore Drive, and you'll head through the beautiful Wascana Park, down Lakeshore Drive, all the way to Legislative Drive. Once you get to Legislative Drive, down here at the far left-hand side of the course, you're going to take a left-hand turn, and you'll head just past the Legislative Building. Then you're going to do a 180 turn and come on back down. So all of these roads for the bike course are completely closed to traffic. Okay. So you'll come through, and then once you're past Legislative Drive, you'll take a right-hand turn back on Lakeshore, and then just keep rolling on Lakeshore all the way down to Broad Street, take a left on Broad Street, and all the way back to this Broad Street intersection. Again, if you're a sprint distance athlete, you're going to do a 180, do that loop again, come back, do a 180, do that loop again. And then finish. If you're a sprint athlete or youth athlete, you're just doing one loop. Okay, there's no 180 turn at this end. And that's essentially the bike course. Other safety thing, just when you're on Legislative Drive here, you're going to have a couple of speed bumps that we're going to be diverting you around on Lakeshore Drive. So just so you're aware, you'll see the pylons kind of span out and do kind of like an hourglass type of thing. And that's just to route you around the speed bumps. Okay. Please, as a racer, you want to make sure that you're listening to volunteers, listening to their directions, because they're there to keep you safe. So just make sure that you do follow those directions from the volunteers. And that's our bike course. And just for the kiddos, there's turn-by-turn directions here. I'm not going to go through all those. I kind of just did. Now for our kids events, there's different turnaround points. So our 5 and under is right before that gravelly patch. 6, 7 is right by this Broad and Broadway Avenue intersection. 8, 9 is about halfway down by Quinn Drive on Broad Street here. And then our 10, 11 just through the park by Hill Avenue. And then 12 and up of our youth kids, so 12 to 15, you're doing a full loop of the bike course, okay, as part of your ride. All right. So that is the kiddos. And yeah, biggest thing, just information on the bike here. Make sure that you always stay to the right side, whether you're heading out or you're going back, stay to the right side of the road so people can pass you. They'll pass you on your left. It's important when you're passing someone, tell them you're coming up on them and just say passing on your left. It's a courtesy thing. It tells them that you're coming. Make sure that they move out of the way. Super important. Again, bike sport, there'll be Western Cycle on the course. If you do have a bike issue, just pull off to the side of the road and they'll be wheeling around. So they'll get you and be able to help you out there. We do have rules in triathlon about drafting. So one of the things we watch for is if you don't want to be riding directly behind an athlete while you're cycling, it gives you an advantage because they're breaking the wind for you. But also, too, there can be a safety issue if you're right snugged up next to them. So we ask that you stay about 10 meters apart. So if you think of two lengths of two like F-150s, back to back as an example, that's about how far away you should be from someone. So about 10 meters. That's what we're looking for. Okay. If you do need to pass someone, you have about 20 seconds to pass them. So again, just say on your left, coming on your left, and just pass them, and then away you go. Okay. And I talked about the mount and dismount lines there. There are little cracks in the pavement, like that you'll see when you're riding. You just want to avoid like putting your wheels in there. They're not big cracks, but they're enough if you have like smaller tires that they could disrupt your balance a little bit. So just want to watch and avoid those. Just stay to the right side on each lane as you're going through, and you should be pretty good there. We'll mark any sort of potholes on the course. So you'll see those are marked, or there'll be pylons on them. So just to allow you to move around those if you need to. We can't close the course down to pedestrians, so just be careful because we are in a park that there may be people who might not be paying attention. So just always have your head about you and be looking ahead and make sure that you're communicating with your fellow athletes. And also pedestrians, if you see someone who's trying to walk across the sideway, just say biker on course, let them know that you're coming. Don't assume that they see you. Again, it's a public park, so it's the best we can do, but yeah, just keep your eyes out in front of you. Um, yeah, and just because we're in a park, refrain from littering. So if you have stuff that you're eating on or whatever, if there's keep it with you. We have garbage bins at the course, at the registration area. We want to make sure that we're respecting our parks. Any sort of iPhone, earbuds, that kind of thing, strictly prohibited. This is for your own because have something in your ears means you can't hear what's going on around you, especially if a volunteer, you can hear that. So none on the bike or the run or the swim. Okay, so just no earbuds in for those events. Your torso must be covered during the event, so no shirtless or running or walking. Or once you're on the bike in the run, you have to make sure that your torso is covered. Um, and yep, if you do have to pull out of the race for whatever reason, please tell a volunteer that you're pulling out of the race so that we can communicate it to our various captains. We had an event this year where somebody pulled out and they didn't tell anybody, especially if it's a swimmer and we don't know where the swimmer is. That causes some distress for a lot of people because we want to make sure everybody's safe. So if you do pull out, please tell a volunteer that you're pulling out. Tell them your race number so that they can communicate that through the appropriate channels. Okay. And thank the volunteers as much as you can because they're helping you out. Run course here. Um, so this is a little bit different from last year just because, again, there is some construction that's rolling through the park that cuts off a section of our run course. But essentially, you'll come out of transition where I showed you the run exit, and then you'll come out, and then you're going to run down Wascana Drive to the north on the sidewalk, and then they'll route you across the sidewalk by Ramsey Drive, and then you'll come back towards the finish line, and then you're going to take a left-hand turn, or sorry, right-hand turn, down towards Albert Street, so into the park, and you're going to head down towards what's called Speaker's Corner down here towards Albert Street, and then you'll take a little turn down towards the lake, and then again a little right-hand turn. You'll head out to the path towards the legislative building, and then you'll take a 180 turn, and then you'll head back, and then continue along the lake all the way around till you hit just behind section behind Wascana Pool, staying on the bike path the whole way or the walking path. Then you'll do a 180 turn. You'll come back towards Albert Street and then take a right-hand turn back up to Speaker's Corner and then head back towards the pool. And this is where sprint distance athletes, you're going to do a 180 and head back out again. So this whole loop is about 2.5K. Once you're coming in to finish, you'll come on to Wascana Drive, take a right-hand turn, and then you'll go through the finish chute right by transition area. Okay. And it's fun. It's a fun little finish. Mark will call you in. It's a good little time to be had there. So that is the run course. So sprint athletes, you're going to do 2 loops of this run course. Triathletes and youth athletes, you're only going to do 1 loop. Okay. And these are the turnarounds for our kiddos. Again, so 5 and under, you're just doing a little jaunt out on Wascana Drive, turn around, come back. 6, 7, you go out a little further where the turnaround point is. And then 8, 9, you're a little further down. 10, 11, a little further down yet. And then 12, 13, you're 2 kilometers, a little further down than
Your eyes on any rookies this season?
KOS. And make sure you mute yourself. Thank you very much. And there we are. And that is the run course. So pretty straightforward. Be lots of volunteers telling you where to go. Make sure you don't go off course. Everything's well marked. So it's really hard to get lost on this course. It's pretty straightforward. And that is the run course. Again, refrain from leaving any garbage on the course. Just generally, we really preach kindness and respect. So please no verbal or physical abuse of officials, volunteers, other athletes. That will result in immediate disqualification. We want to make sure that everybody has a good time. Again, we prohibit any sort of electronics, especially any earbuds that could prohibit your ability to get instructions or your attention. Entire torso must be covered on the run, just like in the bike. If you decide not to finish, again, notify an official or a volunteer and hand over your timing chip so that we know that you have exited the event. Okay. And and all the information's here, that anything that you need, setting up your transition, there's a little video here, a little warm-up ideas, and biggest thing is just have fun. If you do have any questions at all, now's the time to ask them. So you can raise your hand, you can just unmute yourself, or you can put the chat in. I think I'm not cutting out anymore. I think I got that all sorted out. Sorry about that if I was at the beginning. I'm not sure what the question is, Tara, on the additional $60. I'm not sure what that is. If you're referring to the clinic, it's $25 if you're a TriSask member. Yes. Any other questions for anybody? You can just raise your hands.
I
Or
have a
just
couple,
unmute
Patrick.
yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
So two questions. Question number one, this is brand spanking new to me. I registered in July. I've been practicing at the pool.
Yep.
With the transition, so when the
Awesome.
swim is completed,
Love it. Love it.
do we take like a towel
Yeah.
to the pool with us and runners and stuff? And do we dry off and then put our runners on once we leave the pool area to walk over to the transition
Typically,
area? And what do we do with our goggles and all that stuff?
those are awesome questions. So, yeah, when you get out of the pool, Deborah, normally most people, some people put a towel off to the side, but most people just head out and run. You don't have to worry about putting shoes on. It's a pretty nice little run. You go through some grass and then you go across the pavement. We'll have everything swept. And then you head into another grassy area where transition is. And normally that's where people, if they do want a towel, that's where they keep it, is where their run or their bike gear is. So we'll just have it folded up, with their shoes, their helmet, all that stuff is in a nice little area there all together. And that's usually where people will keep everything that they need for the next section. So you'll have your goggles and your cap, and you'll just take it and take it off, and then run to transition, and then you can grab your towel, and once you're at your bike and dry off a little bit, put whatever gear on you want to wear for the bike, and then away you go out on the bike. And then when you come in from the bike, same thing. You'll rack your bike, you'll take your helmet off, and then you'll get whatever you need for your run, which will be in the transition area right by your gear. If you watch that video that I have linked in there, I show you how to set everything up. So it's all
the
in
link
that.
didn't work. I tried it.
Okay, I'll resend it.
It didn't work.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll resend it.
So I have a basket
Yep.
on the front of my bike because I have a mountain bike. So
Oh, okay. So we want to probably take that basket off. Yeah,
really,
if
I'd
possible.
rather
Yeah.
keep it on because I can put stuff in there.
Yeah. Normally, we'll have to check that with the officials, but I'm pretty sure it's just because having extra stuff on your bike, there's a potential that it could fall off. But or
Well, it's
stuff
pretty
could or
secure.
stuff
It's
could
strapped on there.
yeah, or stuff could come out of your basket when you're riding, which creates a hazard. So I think that's part of that reason. But
So
um,
then what do I do with my towel, my nose plugs, my
you
goggles? I
don't
can't
need
leave them
that. You
on the
don't need
ground.
that stuff. You can leave it in transition. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where?
It's right by your bike, so there's everything's right there. So when I send you the video, you'll see what I mean. It's all you keep everything all right there. It's all in one section by your bike. So it's
Hmm.
folded up and everything's there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah.
Um, we have timing chips, so
hmm
who keeps track of the timing? Like, where do we find our times afterwards? And is it one time for each section of the event, each segment, or one time for the
Yeah.
whole thing beginning to end?
It's a good question. So yeah, the timing company is Zone 4, and so we'll send out a link to that timing company. And yeah, it'll have your race broken down by event. So swim, bike, run, and it'll have a total time in there as well. So
Okay.
so everything will be tracked there. Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
question. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Thank
I,
you.
I will send those links out. I made a note
Okay.
for myself so you can see. You'll see what I mean, Deborah. Don't panic. You'll see what I mean by how it's all set up. It'll all make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like having to my bike my the basket is a dog's basket, so like it's a
Oh,
whole big it's a pain in the neck to take it off.
gotcha. Yeah. You know what? Western Cycle is there. Worst case, they can help you take it off and they help you put it back on afterwards. So, so that's an option. Yeah. Uh, good questions. Any other questions from anyone? Levy, go ahead.
Firstly, I would just like to apologize for the audio mishap there. I'm not on Zoom too much, so don't really know how it works. Secondly, I was just wondering as to where to register for the clinic.
So there's a link in the guide. I'll send it out again.
Okay, I must have just missed it.
Yeah, there's a separate link for that one, but I'll send it out. So I'll include that in the follow-up email that I'll send out. So
Okay, fantastic, much appreciated.
yeah. Any other questions from the group here? Hmm, don't see any. Oh, Amy said, is there space for spectators during the swim or entrance to the pool for only for athletes? Yeah, so entrance to the pool, we have that north side of the pool to enter and exit from. That's strictly for the race. So where you go out from transition, which I showed you on that map before, that's for athletes only there. Doesn't prohibit you uh, from going in the public entrance to the pool and entering in that way. That's fine too. Um, and if you have spectators or people, there is an area off to the side where there's benches where people typically do watch, but we don't want to have like 50 people in there, for example. So normally, most people will wait till their person's done the swim and head out. There's space on the outside of the fence as well. So yeah, we just have to be careful about like letting too many people into that area to watch the swim. So that's a bit of a race day morning call, depending on again what the city says, because it is their pool. They may say, nope, can't have anybody in here, or they may say, yeah, we can bring people in. So it'll be their call, but it's something that we'll let you know on race morning. So, is there any aid stations along the way? Yes. So not on the bike. You'll carry your own hydration on the bike. So water bottle cage on your bike is handy to have. But on the run, there is that aid station just as you turn into the park. It's on the map, on the race map. As you turn into the park to head towards the museum and Albert Street, there's an aid station right there. So if you're a sprint athlete, you're going to go past that aid station three times. If you're a triathlete, you're going to go back twice. So it's enough that it'll keep you hydrated for the distance that you're going. And it'll just be water at the aid station. We don't have Gatorade or anything like that because it's a relatively short event. So any other questions? Good questions.
Someone had a question in the chat. Should we bring the bikes for the clinic on Saturday?
You can. It's if you want to sort of practice that kind of idea of grabbing, it does help. We'll have a couple bike racks out there just to kind of show you what it looks like, so you can see, and you can rack your bike on them and kind of set up your stuff, so you'll be able to see kind of how it all works. So not a bad idea to bring your bike. Yeah, we're not going to be doing any cycling per se in the clinic, just because it's all around public roads and there's cars and other things just for safety reasons. But yeah, we will be doing some work in transition. So having your bike is not a bad idea, because then you could set up your transition just like you would in the race and be able to practice that.
Okay. One other question I just remembered when I was looking through the list, like the gear list for what to bring on race day. It says photo ID, provincial tri membership number. Do we really need to bring photo ID? I really don't want to lose my driver's license by accident at this.
It's when you register, so like on Saturday, if you pick up your race package, Deborah, typically we'll ask for it there. Is generally
But not
where
on Sunday. Like on
yeah,
Saturday,
on
yes,
Sunday
but
you're already, yeah, you've already kind of checked in if you've got your race package. So
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, no problem. I thought we had to
Yeah.
bring it on Sunday for the race day, and like I said, I just wouldn't want to risk losing it.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
for sure. Can you push off the wall? Not a flip turn. Yes, you can push off the swim. If you're not doing a flip turn, you can still push off the wall at each edge for sure. Yeah, absolutely. That helps a lot, so please do it. If you don't push off, it'll make the swim a lot harder. So yeah, actually, absolutely push off. Yeah. Is there any? Okay, we answered that one. I'm just looking through here, see if there's any other questions. I don't see any. Yeah, any other questions from the group here? It doesn't look like it. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap things up, but again, make sure that you do the race package pickup on Saturday from 1 to 3 at Western Cycle if possible. Um, Again, I'll send out that race transition video and also the link to sign up for the clinic if you like. And yeah, just prepare yourself to have some fun. It's a great event, and I'm really excited for you. And thank you for participating. And without you, these events don't happen. So really, really appreciate that. Nicole has one more question. Okay, Nicole, I'm waiting. I'm waiting anxiously. What do you got for me? Do? Yeah. She might be putting this one word at a time. Now, are you when you tap the feet? Yeah. In the swim. Yeah. When do you tap the feet in the swim? Is that, I'm not sure if that's the question. Do you have to move? Yes. Okay. So out of the way. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So in the swim, so if you're swimming along and you're not at the edge, and you catch up to the person in front of you, you just tap their feet a few times. And if your feet get tapped, your job as that swimmer is to continue to swim until you get to the next edge, whichever edge is next. You touch that edge and you move out of the way, and that's how the swim works. So don't try to pass someone in the middle of the lane. You wait till you get to the end, and if you tap their feet, they should pull over. Okay, and that's how the passing works. So you're welcome, Jordan. Any other questions? Good question, Nicole. It's not looking like it. Okay. Again, All right. Well, I'll end it here. Respect your time. That's been about an hour. So when you finish on time, that's how we like to roll. So again, tomorrow, I will send out the heat, the schedule, the heat assignment, your race number assignment, and I'll send out some information tonight about that transition video for you, Deborah, and the clinic registration. So, all right. On that note, if there are any other questions, you can email me at patrick@endurancejourney.com. Otherwise, we will see you on Sunday or Saturday in the clinic, whichever. So looking forward to meeting you in person. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon. Have a great night, y'all.